Picture this. Your grandfather goes out on a routine business trip just to do something he's done 100 times before. He goes to sell his cattle. This time, however, he does not return from his trip. Days quickly turn into weeks, weeks into years, decades go by. Your family has no idea what happened to him. They're just heartbroken. They have to move on with their life. Until one day, he turns up at your house, on your front door, as if nothing ever happened. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? However, this is real. This is a true story, and it's more bizarre than you can imagine.
Let me take you back to 1991. In a small, tight-knit village in eastern Romania, here lived Vasil Gorgios, a 63-year-old cattle farmer and trader, a man known for his dedication to both his work and his large, loving family. Vasil wasn't just a hard-working man, though. He was the heart of his home, living with his wife, their children, and their grandchildren, all under one roof. Every day he would rise before the sun, tend to his cattle, and then spend the evening sharing stories with his family, ensuring that his home was always filled with laughter and warmth.
Vasil carried a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders, but he did manage them with a quiet strength that everybody admired. His family relied on him not just for his hard work, but for the wisdom and sense of stability that he brought in their lives. So it was no surprise that when he went on one of his regular business trips to trade cattle, his family thought nothing of it. In fact, he'd done this countless times before, always returning home the same day to his wife's cooking, the eager children's faces, ready to see him, happy to see him.
The next day, his family contacted the police. They immediately launched a search for the missing farmer. They searched train stations, they spoke to people who might have seen him. Days quickly turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The lively household was now just shrouded in sorrow. The laughter of his grandchildren was just replaced by whispers of fears and unanswered questions. Where could Vasil be? What had happened to the man that had been the rock of this family? Well, as the years went by, the family was forced to just accept the unbearable truth. They might never see their beloved Vasil again. 30 long years passed. Each day marked the pain of his absence, and the mystery of what happened to him, it just remained unsolved. The village was left baffled. Rumours swirled about what might have happened to the well-known and well-loved Vasil.
But that day in 1991, it was different. Vasil had purchased his train ticket in advance, just like he always did, and he'd set out what was supposed to be on a short trip, yet evening came, night came, Vasil never returned. But here's where things get really weird. On August 29th, 2021, a car pulls up in front of Vasil's old home, the same home that his family had been living in for decades now. Out stepped an old man, looking confused, frail, but strangely familiar. It was Vasil. Yes, it was Vasil, now 93 years old, wearing the exact same clothes that he was wearing the day that he had left back in 1991. And get this, he even had the same train ticket in his pocket. Before anybody could ask the driver of the mysterious car a single question, they sped off, leaving Vasil standing there, looking lost in time. When his shocked family asked him where had he been all this time, his answers were just as baffling as his sudden return. At home, he said, like the last 30 years had never happened. The doctors who examined Vasil were just as shocked as the family. Aside from a few minor neurological issues, Vasil was remarkably good health for his age. He remembered his life from 3 decades ago with perfect clarity, his family, his home, the life he led. But then when it came to these years that had passed, there was nothing. He had no memory, no explanation, just a blank space with 3 decades. The shock and return only deepened the mystery. Where had he been all these years? How had he managed to survive? How could he not remember anything? Theories began to fly as people tried to make sense of the impossible. Some believed that he'd ran away to start a new life, only to return in his old age, seeking forgiveness. Others thought perhaps he had been imprisoned, too ashamed to tell the truth. Then, of course, people believed that maybe he was a spy or an alien abduction. Anything is possible. The truth? Well, that remains a mystery, locked away in Vasil's mind, lost in his memories. But one thing's for certain, This one is one of the most astonishing, unsolved mysteries of our time. A story that blurs the line between reality and fiction, reminding us that sometimes stranger things can happen when we least expect them. If you enjoy stories like this one as much as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Also, we want to know what you think happened to Vasile. Make sure to leave your comments down below so that we can reply and let you know what we thought.